comes Footy Clause. Here comes Footy Clause. Right down feet and balls lane. He's got a sack and it's filled with balls for the girls and boys to play with. And we're back to the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real, the footy is soccer, and we celebrating some Christmas as of yesterday. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody out there. We're finally back, too. It's been a minute. We got to do this. We got to do it right. We need the eighth wonder of the world here.
Hey!
Damn.
Back on the mic! With the Mike Daddy. Pleasure, Mike Daddy.
Always a pleasure, sir.
We've had some hurdles
Yes.
to get here.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese.
You lost the heat in your house. You had COVID,
Yes.
right?
Went to Italy.
You went to Italy. We've had the holidays.
I think Italy gave me COVID. It was a nice little Christmas present. I got the
100%.
OG, at least I got the OG version of COVID, you know?
Italian COVID.
Yeah, the real deal. Had like every symptom.
Nice.
Except shitting myself, but my wife and my daughter did. So they stole that one from me. I was very upset.
We're not trying to put them on blast. We won't say their names. Yeah.
Well, they put me on blast. Yes, sir. And
But we're back, though, right?
We got to do something today.
What are we doing today?
First of all, jersey giveaway.
Jersey giveaway. We'll do that in a second.
We'll do that in a second. And we got to break down this World Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
We need some folks to break it down with. Maybe like two new guests.
Two new guests.
Go ahead, Ocho. What you got?
First guest in studio, Brandon Cohen, referee. What level would you say here? Because I love that you've like pursued this.
Yeah, I was pretty hot on the pursuit for a while, but hung up the boots. 2017.
Okay.
Kind of hung up the whistle. Right now, I only do college games.
Gotcha. Cool. Very cool. All right, so this is a New Orleans born and bred. We've also got another New Orleans born and bred, Jordan Schwartz, also known as J-Bro. Welcome to the podcast. Jordan, how are you?
I'm good, man. Appreciate it. Looking forward to this. Love the footy talk, so been looking forward to this one for a while.
And Jordan, where are you streaming in from right now?
I'm actually in Lafayette, Louisiana. I was here for the holidays, but we're in Houston now. We've been in Houston for like 2 years.
All right. Shout out to my Raging Cajuns. That's my alma mater, baby.
Yo.
There you go, baby.
All right.
Love me some Lafayette.
Hell yeah, dude. One of my favorite places that's just it's underappreciated in Louisiana. The Cajun culture there is so strong. There was a point where I had picked up some like Cajun accent where I came back home and my parents were like, "What was that? What did you just say?" And it was like, "What?" They're like, "You're sounding a little bit Cajun these days, aren't you?" And I was like, "I've been hanging out with them Cajuns, yeah."
I mean, yeah, right.
But anyway, glad to have you all on the podcast. We always ask our new guests 3 questions. First question, Brandon. What was your first memory of soccer? Whether it was playing it, watching it, what was it?
First memory, probably like 5 years old at Lions Fields. My dad was teaching me how to kick a soccer ball. I don't even know if those fields still exist.
They do.
Out in
They're
Kenner.
out there. Yeah, they're out there.
Nice.
That's the youth. That's the 5, 6, 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
The fire office is still in that little trailer
Okay.
out there. So yeah. Okay.
And my
cool.
dad bought me a R9 Brazil jersey with 4 stars on it that I still
shit.
have.
And wait, so correct me if I'm wrong. You are Brazilian, right?
My dad's Brazilian.
Your dad's Brazilian.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was right. Yeah. Okay, cool. And do you follow Português?
Eu não falo português.
Legal, legal.
E você?
Você, eu também. Eu falo português. Mais ou menos. You know. And Jordan, over to you now. What is your first memory of soccer, watching or playing?
It's probably not the first, but the one that like sticks out the most is
Okay.
probably like the Gator Classic, playing over at Lafayette Park and those tournaments. So many games. I feel like we would play like 7 games in one day somehow.
Yeah.
So that's probably my first memory for sure. Is just soccer galore out there.
When was the last time you went out there and visited that park?
To Lafayette?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been a while, but it probably would have been maybe like 5-ish years ago when we probably went out there just to kick around at some point, like probably during like a holiday break or something.
All right.
That would probably be the last time, yeah.
What about you? When was the last time you went out there?
To Lafreniere?
Yeah.
Probably with Jordan or like Mullins or Justin to go kick the ball, like to keep them in shape for their season.
Celebrity shout out, Andrew Mullins, MLS superstar. Y'all need to go out there because they have installed 2 FIFA certified turf fields. And
What?
they are gorgeous.
Saw that.
They are gorgeous.
Damn.
I got to go there and help do the grand opening. They had like a news station there and I had like coach some kids or whatever. Beautiful. Totally transformed the landscape of soccer in New Orleans. Those two fields. And they're solely dedicated to soccer.
That's awesome.
It's
That's
amazing.
sweet.
Shout out to Jefferson Parish and Louisiana Fire for getting that going. Second question. Do you know what the second question is?
I remember.
Go for it.
What's your club?
What's your club?
It could be. You could say club, country, since we just finished up World Cup, obviously, or both, whatever.
Give us both. No,
Yeah.
give us both.
Both club, Liverpool. Been a Liverpool fan since I was a little kid. Steven Gerrard, the hero.
PG,
For sure.
baby.
2005 Istanbul. Never forget.
Oh.
Beating Hughes,
God.
AC Milan.
Don't say
But
that.
they beat us the next year in the final in 2006.
Let's go, baby.
And then country is USA for sure
Of course.
because I'm an American, but
You got to have a backup.
definitely Brazil because that's the roots.
It's the roots, baby.
For sure.
Heard that.
Yeah, it's gonna be Tottenham for me on the club level.
Right.
Reason for that is Gareth Bale. I'm lefty, so when he was coming through, that was my guy. So that's how I got attached to him. Country, yeah, USA. It's where I'm from. I'm American, but outside of that, I will go Argentina. I think we know the
Argentina.
reason for that.
Isn't there like a nickname, like the Celeste Azule or something like that? You know, what is that?
The Albi Celeste.
There it is, Albi
think.
Celeste.
Yep.
There it is. Somebody shouted that out to me, and I was like, what?
The fuck?
Never heard of that.
The fuck?
Okay, last question. Last question for y'all. We'll go to Jordan first. Which player do you feel represents your style of play? Or which player do you relate to the most as a soccer player?
Oh man, that is a
Yeah.
good
You
question.
like that one, huh?
I would.
Let
Oh,
the
man.
people know what
I
position
guess,
you play.
I guess I would probably say I'll say Kimmich.
Kimmich. Okay.
I wish I was anywhere near that
course.
good, obviously, but just how he usually, he started out outside back and then just floats in games for wherever he wants to go play because he can do that. So I used to love playing all over the field. So I'd probably say Kimmich.
I like that. And so, would you say you're a center defensive mid, center mid? Where would you?
Left back. That's where
Left back, okay.
That's where I grew up playing, just going up and down on the left side. But I would go float around, maybe get some minutes up top and whatnot. But I love Kimmich's game. He
Okay, cool.
goes from outside back to center mid to holding mid. He can do it all.
All right. Follow-up question: are you a lefty?
I am.
Nice.
Coach Hugh loves left-footed players. Love them.
Well,
You
I
would
tell
have
you
been
what,
one of my favorites, bud.
I always used to say the right leg we just use as a standing peg. So that was my thing.
The pirate.
Yeah. All right. Cool, man. Cool. Okay. Over to you now. Let the people know what position you play first.
Yeah. Similar to Jordan, I do fancy my left foot. I am a natural right foot, but I am definitely both
Nice.
feet. But
All right.
Zinedine Zidane for sure.
Wow.
I love controlling the tempo. The game's really opened up as I've gotten older and just the tactics and understanding the vision.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun just like being the general on the field. But yeah, Zinedine Zidane. I would also shout out to Jay Bro, my teammate forever. He's got a little bit of Roberto Carlos in him.
Hey. All right.
He's got an
Ooh.
absolute belter of a left foot.
Okay, now your turn, Jordan. Give us a shout out for Brandon. Who is he? Who do you think he reminds you of?
Oh man, I was actually because Kojo actually he would play on the left side in front of me a lot, which I loved because Kojo was a workhorse. So I used to be able to fly forward and then he would just run back for me, so I could be a little lazy. But I was thinking Brandon Moore. Like in my head, I picture even though he played on the left a lot, I was thinking of somebody of like a holding mid style type player.
Got you. Okay, cool.
And I guess like thinking about like Tottenham, like a Højbjerg or someone like that who does a lot, like people like that who do a lot of the dirty work, who are not going to be like the first names that you think of, but if they're not in the team, they don't have success. So that's one of those type of guys, the holding mids.
Like maybe like a Modric workhorse type of player. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
Good shout out. I mean, the man runs.
What a
nonstop,
player that is, by
the way.
nonstop
Player.
running.
Yep.
How old is he? 37? Still doing the same
Crazy.
tempo?
Looks as
Crazy.
good as ever.
Right? God. All right. That was good. We got to know
So-
these two gents. What's next on the docket?
Need to dive on in.
All right.
Feet and balls first.
Feet and balls first.
To this cup, baby. 2022. Qatar. We could have done without you, but you did. You know, it was okay. It ended up being a great cup. One of the greatest finals, which we haven't broken down yet, and that's why we're here today.
That's why we're here.
France, Argentina.
Mm.
French are crying again. Big shock. Argentina, don't cry for me, baby. They did it. Messi finally did it. He raised the cup in his hands with his feet. He did it. He's Magic Man. Got to give him his props. 3-3, winning penalties for Argentina.
Oh,
What a final.
what a final.
So many times you thought this one was over. They stayed in it. They kept coming. France kept coming back.
You thought this one was over?
Let's see. When there's 10 fucking minutes left, and then again when there was 10 fucking minutes left, towards the end there.
I'm going to admit here that for about 60 minutes, I thought this game was done.
Done. Right.
And
Wrap it up.
Brandon was in that group chat with me. For me, this
Wrap it
game
up.
changed when Di Maria was subbed off and France made their two substitutions. And I'm going to share my screen with you, Jordan, so you can see what we're looking at. Right around this mark
70th,
here,
yeah.
64 to 70th, is where I thought the game just flipped on its head. Di Maria, up until the 64th minute, for me, was the man of the match. I mean, he was extremely instrumental in every goal. Messi was also involved, but he was having his way with Koundé on that right backside. And then once they brought in Coman and Camavinga, who are players that can just work and run for you, I thought this really changed the dynamic for France. I don't know what happened in the mentality of the players, but once that penalty kick was given, you just felt like a weight was lifted off of their shoulders, and magic ensued. What was something that stood out for you, Brandon, in this game?
I really like the supporting cast, and I think the media always hypes up. You know, they got to have these superstars, but
right.
Messi finally had a team around him.
Heard that.
Similar to Brazil winning World Cups, Pele had teams around him.
Heard that.
And people stepped up to the plate when they needed to.
All right, Jordan, in that supporting cast, who do you think was the most valuable?
For Argentina specifically?
Yeah.
Man, the guys in the middle for me.
Right.
And the way they floated, to be honest. So obviously, like Enzo, DePaul, Brandon can vouch for this. I have been a massive McAllister fan, even like
Really?
watching him play at Brighton. He is an absolute player to me. I think, to be honest, the thing that stuck out to me the most, and both coaches, I think, did it well. I think the way Argentina wanted to start the game with their game plan was amazing. But then the French and their subs that he made, because it took balls to make the subs that he did make, pulling a Griezmann, pulling Giroud, but he made them, and it made it better. So that's what stuck out to me was just, and then you see how deep these teams are. So that was amazing to watch, because it didn't matter, like the styles of the two teams, the players that came on and off, just it never disappointed at any point.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm about to airdrop myself some photos here. If you look at this Argentinian formation on paper, I haven't been able to find a single website that has it correct. And I'm going to try and get this preview. Where's the preview? Let's do this. So, on paper right here, it says that Argentina are playing a 4-3-3. But when we look at, give me a second here.
Yeah, it's definitely not what they played.
When you look at, somebody actually broke it down into a little bit more detail. They call this the Scaloni's goated asymmetrical. And this was absolutely genius, because when you look at this formation, it's all centered around Messi. It's all about Messi. They put DePaul, Enzo, and McAllister in. I mean, they completed a diamond with Messi at the top. Di Maria was left out all by himself on the left, and it just they just protected everything behind Messi. For me, this is saying, Messi, don't even worry about playing defense. We're gonna get you that ball, bro. And when we get you that ball, just do your thing. Just let magic happen. And like you said, they finally had a number 9, and it took them a few games to figure it out that it was Julian Alvarez. They finally had a number 9 that was able to score a goal that was a tap-in. Because they struggled, right? We had Higuain was getting tap-ins in 2014. Couldn't put him away. We saw, I forget what game it was, but we saw Lautaro Martinez. Everybody was saying, hey, he's the second coming of Higuain. And finally, they bring Alvarez in, and they just start dominating. No one can hang with them. So for me, I really like this formation. I think we're going to see a lot of this moving forward.
Yeah. I was just going to say, sorry, Hugh.
Go.
What you just showed, that is that formation is exactly how they scored that second goal.
Yeah.
Exactly how it scored. McAllister coming through. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. And to add on to what you're saying, there was that second goal started.
What a beauty.
Almost right where this diamond is, where Messi is over on the right side of the field. Somebody plays him the ball. I think he takes 2 touches.
2 touches.
Maybe a receive flick. Finds. Does he find
McAllister? I think.
Or does he find DePaul?
It was DePaul who played the ball.
Who was
DePaul who plays it to McAllister?
Yeah.
McAllister
Somebody.
took that one
DePaul played that long ball.
Oh, and then so DePaul gets it on the right. McAllister must have made the diagonal run.
Yeah.
In front of him, and then he eventually made that pass to Di Maria, who's just wide open on that left side. This, I would have never thought. I mean, asymmetrical formations, I feel like now, moving forward, we're going to see them all over the place. Because everybody's like, oh, it's got to be balanced. You got to have numbers. You got to be balanced and have your players backing. It's like, no, man. Surround your best player with some defensive workhorses, right? And Enzo Fernandez, another one that like you were saying earlier, I don't think he's going to get enough credit playing right in this area right here. This is a very challenging position to be that single defensive mid, to be able to screen that back line. Granted, McAllister can drop in, and you can get somewhat of a double pivot going here. And then if DePaul's got some time, he can kind of – so you have a 4-3. But I got to give credit to Scaloni. They finally figured out how to supplement Messi with the capability to allow him to play his best soccer. It's always been a struggle, right? It's always been a struggle. Moving over to the French side. Footy. What did you not like? What did you like? Give us some hot takes on that French side.
Well, it's funny, you brought up the whole thing with Messi having the supporting cast. To me, that was kind of the entire, breakdown of this whole game on both sides, really, because if you look at the flip side on France's side, this whole tournament, Mbappe had somebody. It was always Mbappe and somebody. Rabiot, Griezmann, Giroud, except this game. No one was really helping him this game, if you think about it. I mean, it was all him. 8.9, by the way. Shout out to our Who Scored Sluts. Man of the match for Mbappe. But if you really thought about it, you were waiting for somebody else to really just slide in and help him out. Nobody was really putting it home for him. If he had a couple great opportunities where he set somebody up and just nobody could finish. Giroud came out at half, so that's something to think about.
Even half.
Before half.
Actually, before half.
It's embarrassing.
So right?
It's embarrassing.
Dembele, what a bad performance. That guy rises and falls with confidence.
Yeah, man. You're right, dude. So that was great you mentioned that, because I felt like that was the same situation for France, just on the flip side, where he didn't get that help where Messi did. So, but
Yeah, so if we look at – go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was kind of a question to you guys. So, in saying that, because Booty, I think you're spot on, right? It was the Mbappe show to carry them, through this game, to get them everywhere. But what's interesting to me was, for example, when England played France, the whole talk was England's got a plan to stop Mbappe. Everything was, and rightfully so, concentrated around Mbappe. The way Argentina loaded the middle, to me, took out, which I thought was France's player of the tournament the whole time until this game, was Griezmann.
Yep.
He was the plug for me, but he got pulled, and obviously it worked for France. But I thought the way they took him out of the game to not get in the spaces, that was the telling tale for me. I thought, at least, because he was pulling strings all tournament for France.
Yeah.
He torched Morocco.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Pull up that Morocco. That's actually very well said. Not a lot of people are going to appreciate Argentina essentially eliminating Griezmann from the game. Excuse me, my microphone's down here. Argentina did a phenomenal job making it difficult for Griezmann to be able to create. And we know that France, like you were saying, relies on someone else other than Mbappe in the middle. We saw it in the 2018. Griezmann was very influential going forward.
That Pogba,
that combination of Giroud and Griezmann in 2018 was so strong for them to be able to pull center backs out of position, allow Griezmann to get the ball in between lines, and then create and look for Mbappe. And I guess was it Pogba was one of the other attacking players. I can't remember if there was anyone on the right in 18.
Yeah, Payet too. Is he still?
No, he wasn't.
He was gone by then.
N'Golo Kante was in the middle.
Kante was another one in the mix. Yeah, and I got to give credit to France here, right? And we talked about this. I was absolutely, when we start to go through the injuries
It's crazy.
that France went through, starting with Kante.
Yep.
Number 1. Out early. Everyone's like, damn, that's going to hurt. Pogba, number 2. Benzema, number 3.
Hernandez,
You
first
lose
freaking
Lucas Hernandez.
first match.
ACL.
First match.
Yep.
And then moving through this tournament, they had lost Upamecano, I believe, Rabiot. There was fevers going through the camp, and they still would find a way. I was just utterly shocked. Argentina kind of got a little lucky without having any injuries.
Yeah.
We were talking about how they did have some depth moving forward. They were able to swap Lautaro Martinez for Julian Alvarez, and they were able to swap, I think, was it Paredes that might have started?
Yeah.
And Enzo Fernandez came in eventually and just solidified that starting role.
And
go ahead.
Papu Gomez came
Gomez.
in. Molina didn't start every game at right back. I think
Really?
they had a replacement for him.
And without him, they don't advance.
Right.
And that was it the Netherlands game? I think Messi had that gorgeous diagonal pass, and Molina put it on a...
What an assist
Yeah,
that
God,
was.
I mean, I wish I could pull up that photo quickly. There is an aerial shot that shows where Messi is and where Molina is when that pass is made. And it's almost like he's kicking a ball through a wall. There's an illusion. Like he's a magician. He just, poof, there's the ball. How do you do it? And I'm looking over to my left, and I'm realizing we didn't do our jersey giveaway.
Oh gosh.
Should we do this right now?
Yeah.
You feeling it?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's take a little brief intermission here.
Oh.
Shout out to all the people that helped participate in the jersey giveaway.
Oh.
I think we got about 15 names. Why don't you just give a few shout outs?
Oh gosh, somebody's not winning a jersey today. Maybe you will.
Just let's just read a few names. We've got Dre here, Dre Almeida. We've got Kyle Cologne. Brandon's in here. We've got Gage in here.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Connor Boudreaux's in here. We got quite a few people. So I'll hold the hat. I'll shake it up. Booty, for some reason, always finds a way to get this jersey to the people that deserve it the most.
This will be the Messi jersey right here.
So before you
to an Argentinian guy.
Before you read it, on the end of the name I wrote MS, MB, or B.
Okay.
MS is a Messi fan.
Oh.
MB is an Mbappe fan.
So we'll do it like that then.
Yeah. So pick it.
Oh boy.
So who's gonna get the first jersey here? Name out the hat.
This is how FIFA decided who's hosting the World Cup.
Yes. Right here.
Who we got?
Okay, so we have a Messi fan.
Okay.
So we Messi first.
Who is it?
Got Parker.
Parker. He
Look at
doesn't
that.
deserve that jersey, man.
He
Give me
doesn't.
that. Throw that shit
He
away.
doesn't.
No, I'm just kidding. Here, let's just show the lucky people. Roll the hat for me. All right. Oh, I'm way too far away from the camera here, but there it is, Parker. All right, so we're looking for an Mbappe or a both. If it says Messi, throw him out. Keep picking. Who we got here?
We have an Mbappe.
No, we don't.
We do.
God, every time, man. How do you do this?
Here we go.
Who is it?
Twally.
No, it's Twally's brother.
Oh, it's Twally's brother.
Twally's
That's
brother,
it,
Doug.
There we go. I can't read today.
Shout out to
It's
Doug,
Doug.
Twally's brother. Actually, the Twally family, they were born in the Ivory Coast, and they moved to Paris, France, where they were raised. So they are naturally huge French fans. This couldn't have gone to a more deserving
So what you're
person.
saying is I did it again.
You did it again.
did it
I don't
again.
know about Parker, but actually Parker reminded me I do owe him an Argentina jersey, so
There you go.
we're going to call that even there.
Yeah.
Shout out to those 2 lucky winners. We will get you those jerseys as soon as possible. Doug and Parker,
Congrats.
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 We
Hope your
will be
feet
doing
stink.
a lot of that because I actually got 8 jerseys.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So we're going
We'll
to
be
keep
doing
doing
it
jersey giveaways for anyone who is interested. Shout out to my plug in China. I won't say her name, but that's my girl.
Plugs,
Anyway.
plugs are fun. Unless they're a butt plug. Moving on.
Moving on.
What else we got?
Back to this. So I'm really glad that we have Brandon on this episode because Brandon has got the refereeing expertise in soccer.
Yes.
Anytime I have a question or a debate about some kind of red card, yellow card, foul, I always text him as like a authoritative source. So I want to ask your opinion about the ref in this World Cup final. What were your thoughts? Because he received a lot of criticism.
The criticism was not justified. I think he's a Polish ref. He's done some high-level matches, and exceptional game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exceptional game.
Right.
I was very pleased with the officiating. I'm always a fan of letting the players play, trying to keep everybody on the field, and the ref not being a spotlight. And by all means, the players were playing, and it was free-flowing. And for any non-passionate soccer fan, you couldn't have asked for a more entertaining final.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Hell yeah.
You thought the PKs were PKs?
Yes,
Sweet.
without a doubt.
Sweet.
Jordan and I were texting the whole game. That for sure PK.
All right, so I do have to bring up. Go ahead, Jordan. I see you turn your brain on.
I was just gonna say, yeah. To me, every single one was spot on. I don't think there was any argument to me on any of them. So
Yeah. There was a comment by Gunduzzi, who didn't play, but he was on the team, and he said, looking at that specific final, France actually had 2 PKs where Argentina had 1. So he was like, everyone's calling for, better officiating. There was one specific foul. I'm not sure if it was in the box, but the French players decided to play on. They made that conscious decision.
Right.
And the ref allowed the advantage. Should that have been called?
I know which one it was.
I don't know. I think it was on Kingsley Coman.
So it was right. Okay, I remember the one where. Do y'all remember? It was right before, the 90
Overtime.
minutes ended.
Yeah.
And it was the pass back to the keeper
Yep.
with his knees.
Yeah,
Oh no, that's
Argentina.
legal. That's legal.
that's fine.
Yeah. So the rule is,
They were just bitching.
if the ball is bouncing and I head the ball back to the keeper,
Yeah, heading's fine.
you can do it. So I would say a knee,
Knees
or
fine.
shoulder
Knees
Shoulders fine.
is equivalent. You
To a
just
head.
cannot use your foot.
Got
it.
pretty much, yeah, everything but the foot.
Everything
Yep.
but the foot. And I believe you correct me if I'm wrong, you're not even allowed to have the ball at your feet and juggle it up and then head
And
it
then
back.
That's
I think
correct.
that is also illegal.
That's correct.
So what
that
he
should
did
be.
with his knee was actually like
Fine.
fucking genius.
French was bitching about it.
The fact that he had the presence of mind to go, this is a legal move. My keeper's going to be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
Because it was a pass.
Yeah.
That was without a doubt a pass.
Back to the refereeing, and we won't harp on the referees.
No,
'cause
do that.
It's about the players, and I
Okay, fair enough.
love talking footy
All right.
and not refereeing. But the yellow card for simulation for diving on Lilian Thuram's son, the balls to make that call in the World Cup final. I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
so glad that happened, and I hope players stay on their feet more.
And
Oh, yeah.
the speed at which he gave it.
Yeah.
He didn't wait
knew it.
for someone up top. He knew it, blew the whistle, boop, yellow card. All right, let's go. And the player's reaction said it all.
Yeah. Thuram didn't.
You
He didn't
got-
You
react.
got me.
He didn't protest at all. He was like, damn, I had to try, You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. No. But
That's right.
one other thing that I wanted to bring up is I think it was the third goal for France. And this is the handball that led to the third PK. Or the
Okay.
third goal. If you watch that corner kick,
There was a hand. I think the French player stuck his arm up and may have touched the ball. Then it went out to somebody at the top of the 18, Mbappe maybe, who shot it. And then the Argentinian
So
player handled
I'm
the ball.
looking at that going, hey, man,
He may have missed the first one,
you
but
had the VAR to see the second handball.
yeah.
Was there a narrative there? You know what? Hey,
Yeah.
this is a World Cup final. Let's let it tie up, go to PKs. Because technically, that should not have been a PK. You know, if we're using the rules of soccer, that French player, clearly he caught it. He caught it with his hand.
Yeah.
So that's one call for me. There is also the offside goal that was initially called and then said not a goal. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
It was Argentina's third goal. So, you know, like looking at these calls, like you said, this final had everything. We had so many difficult calls to make as a referee. I want to add on what you're saying. I was pleased with this refereeing. I mean, right after the final, we both agreed that was a really well-refed final. To add on to that, a whole lot of people gave this ref criticism. I remember 3.5 out of 10.
Yeah, that probably.
You're looking at this going,
some
what?
salty French guy.
Yeah, it's a
girl.
salty Frenchman.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. Okay, I just wanted to while you were here, I wanted to just get your feedback on that as well as Jordan, because I'm sure Jordan, just being friends with Brandon, I'm sure you're actually probably a very highly qualified referee, even if you haven't taken the credentials just by being friends with this guy over here.
Never in my wildest dreams will I ever be a ref.
I tell you what, I've done it in college, kind of intramurals, but you know, it's the age level that's really difficult. Once you get past 18 years old, it's a whole different ballgame. You better not take things personally, because they're gonna be making fun of you, your mom, your friends, your family. You just gotta get through it. But anyway, back to this final. I'm trying to think of other things that I wanted to talk about. Can you think of anything else? Let's squeeze
Just about this final.
Yeah, let's squeeze it for every drop.
Shout out to Dybala, you know, being the world's greatest pinch runner, you know.
La Joya.
Coming at 120 minutes. Get in there, kid. You see him just,
Joya.
just running around. He's got all the energy and everything. He's like running after the ball for a throw in right at the end.
All right, be
And
honest.
then he nails a PK. So good for him.
Did you think he was going to make that PK?
Yes.
You
yes,
did.
I did. I did.
You did. I was like, he's
I
missing
did.
this. He's totally missing this.
See, he used to nail him for Juve, so he was pretty decent PK taker. I thought it was pretty ballsy to go right down the fucking middle.
Oh my! Ice in his veins.
You know who told him to do that?
Martinez, isn't it?
Yeah.
Emmy.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Speaking of goalkeeper,
Troll master.
Yeah.
Tier 1 shithouser.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my first experience of him in the Copa America in 21 when it was in Brazil.
Argentina beat Brazil.
But it was the Argentina-Colombia PK shootout where I really got to experience, because there's no fans.
Oh, it was COVID.
Every
that's right.
word that you heard on the TV, and every single Colombian that walked up to take a PK, he's just sitting there just jawing the whole time. And they both speak Spanish, so he can absolutely get in their heads with their native tongue. And just the shit. And he did the same thing. He got in their heads. He blocked like 2 or 3 saves, and he did it again. Initially, I'm like, this guy's lucky. All right, he's able to pick the right side. I think my favorite thing that he did, and I don't condone this, but it's my favorite move that he did, was Tchouaméni, who's 19, 20, right? He picks the ball up, and he waits on the PK spot for Tchouaméni to approach him.
I saw this.
And then as Tchouaméni goes to grab the ball from his hand, he tosses it like 20 yards over to the side. Now, as a ref, is that not worthy of some kind of card?
And the ref did talk to him.
Yeah, I would have stepped in and done something, but
He actually got a yellow card.
he should have.
He did in the final.
All right.
There was a moment where he walked up to the PK spot, and the referee is in between the two players, and he holds him back.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
And he's like, go back to your line. And the ref thinks that he's going to listen to him, and he walks back up, and he continues to talk, and the ref's like, I can't have this. Boom, yellow card.
Smart.
But that play for me, because he wound up making the save against Tchouaméni.
Mm-hmm.
He wound up getting in this young 19-year-old's head and making the save. You know, is there a place for that in sports? I think yes. I love taunting. I think taunting is absolutely needed in sports. It's what makes it so much more entertaining, because it then forces players and athletes to have strong mental strength as well. It's not just, can you kick a ball, can you run for 120 minutes? Do you have the mental strength to be able to compose yourself and achieve what you're setting out to do. Be able to.
And he did not.
And he did not. But guess who did?
Yeah.
Right.
Emiliano.
That's right.
Two thoughts on goalkeeping. And Jordan, I got a question for you about Hugo Lloris. But before that, everyone calls the save in the 111th minute or so that Emi Martinez had like the greatest save ever.
Yeah.
And I do want to make an argument that the Spain keeper Iker Casillas in the 2010 South Africa World Cup final against the Netherlands made a fantastic save against Arjen Robben one-on-one in like the 60th minute.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like YouTube that save was incredible by Iker Casillas. But back to Hugo Lloris. Do you think France should have subbed Lloris out and put in the backup keeper for the penalty kicks, Mandanda?
No, I've never been a fan of that, to be honest.
Okay. Keep the boy in.
Yeah. Unless he's like supposed to be like a penalty kick expert, maybe he is. But I think a guy, Lloris is the captain of France.
Well, remember
his
the
quality. I don't think you can make that switch. The PKs are interesting game. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like when you watch PKs, if someone misses, you're surprised. So you expect who's taking a penalty kick to make it. So I think the shithousery from Martinez is exactly what he needs to do. I have no problem with it at all. I love it. I love every second of it.
Me too.
Like you said, you gotta have the balls to go up there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to also step up and make a save somehow. So I loved every second of it.
What about I think it was also the Brazil World Cup 2014 quarterfinal, Costa Rica against Netherlands. They went to penalty kicks, and Tim Krul subbed on for the younger Dutch keeper, and he made like 2 or 3 saves against Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I'm all about that,
Nice.
man. I'm all about getting the goalkeeper that's better at PKs, because that's obvious. You see it at practice. Man.
Yeah.
Who's the better PK stopper? Who can read the player walking up to the pitch? Lloris, if you're not that good at PKs, let's bring in someone else. I'm all about that.
He even said it. He even said like before this, he's like, I don't do well at PKs. Like, so this
Oh,
already.
he did?
He said it before.
We
Oh,
did
wow.
this
Yeah.
in a
I didn't
tournament.
know that.
Yeah.
I used to be the goalkeeper way back in the day, and I knew for a fact I was not a good PK stopper. And I remember going to the coach being like, take me out.
Yeah.
Right? We subbed in Drew, and Drew made 2 saves, and we went to the finals. And I was
Nice.
like, I just know I know personally
What's
I
best
am
for the
not
team.
what's best for the team. What's
Yeah.
best for the team?
What about kicker order? Like, I feel like there's an argument for who needs to go first. Do you step up? Do you wait to be the hero at the 5th? I have an opinion on that, but I'd love to hear the group's take.
Well, so I can tell you, for me, we saw everyone watch what happened to Brazil, right? And how Neymar didn't even get to take one.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Since that PK in this tournament, everyone put their best shooters first. We saw it from that moment on. And I think it's because everyone realized, of course you want your best shooter to start, because you'd rather not have him miss the opportunity to help his team. That's my take. What's your take?
I always, if y'all ever listen, to big footy fetish fans that you guys are, I always throw a baseball comparison in there. I
Okay.
feel like a lot of baseball, there's a lot of comparisons between the two. I always feel like when people say this, it's like one of those things like back in the day, people were like, just take the first strike. It's like, why would I want to do that? What if I don't get that pitch again? And it's kind of the same. It's like, why am I going to make
Right.
Messi go
I'm
last?
swinging.
Right. There might not be a last. We got to get to the last first. And it's weird because I used to be the complete opposite. I used to be that person like till a couple of years ago where I'd be like, I want to kick second, as a team. I want to kick last. And then I want to have my best players on the back end. But now, like that I'm older, I guess, older, wiser, I'd rather go first, not have that pressure on our team if we get to that point. And you might not actually get to that point. Let's get our guys that can make them front and center, first, second, third, and then we worry about if we get stuck in that moment. If we get stuck in that moment and it's somebody that sucks PKs, then, hey, it wasn't meant for us then, but yeah.
J-Bro was a class PK taker, I must say. He took all our PKs at Lafreniere and Chicago Fire.
There you go.
Where are you going, Jay, bro? Where are you going? Bottom left, bottom right? Where's your spot?
Left. I go left. I would go left every time.
You're going to your left.
My left. Yeah, I'm going to my left.
Yeah.
Isn't that counter what they always? I mean, goalkeeper. I remember as a goalkeeper, they said if a left-footed player is stepping up, they're going to go to their right, your left. But you're saying you're going to your right, my right, right?
I would go to your right. That's correct.
Yeah, you're going to my right,
yeah,
which
my
is
left.
So okay, so you're opening your hips up. Are you striking it with your laces, or are you opening and hitting with the inside?
Instep.
You're doing instep.
Yeah.
And are you going low or high?
And
where are you going?
Look, everyone's got their style.
Yeah, for sure.
And first of all, by the way, I agree, Booty, with your take. I think you got to get to that point. So my best players are going first every time.
Thank you. Yeah.
I will say I'm not a fan of how a lot of players take penalty kicks nowadays. Again, it's what works for you. I think like when Messi had his against Lloris, that and like some of those guys do it. Neymar does it. Hazard does it really well. Actually, they just watch the keeper the entire time. That is so hard. Because if they don't move, you are in some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, any day is if you pick a spot and hit it, and you hit it well, and you go to your spot, it's a penalty kick. It's not getting saved. I don't care how good of a goalie you are. If you pick a spot in a corner and hit it, it doesn't get saved. I'll always have that outlook for me. There's a lot of games played in penalty kicks now, but give me the traditional of go for your and look, if you go to your spot and it gets saved, it is what it is at that point. You know, it's a good, you got to give the keeper credit, but I'll always be old school method on penalty kicks 100%.
They're getting too cheeky with it. Just freaking smack it in the corner.
Yep.
See, and this is where I would only bring up the counter of Donnarumma, who is one of, in my opinion, the best PK stoppers I think we've ever seen. I've seen him save Milan countless times during his years there, and then we saw it in the Euro.
Oh, yeah.
We saw him just step up many games.
Yep.
I mean, I saw him save Cristiano Ronaldo's, who, if you guys know, he loves to go low and to the left. That's Cristiano's spot. And Donnarumma was like, all right, bro, I know where you're going. And Cristiano's like, I'm going there.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? It was at Juve?
Mm-hmm.
He got enough of a fingertip to get it to hit the post, and it went almost across the goal.
Yep.
It was a matter of inches that he was able. He just, I know I'm going to have to fully stretch. He fully stretched, got a tip, hits the post, misses the PK.
Just the tip.
And just the tip.
Yep.
Just the tip, girl. But so for me, I like the modern method because you do see goalkeepers put weight on a foot. Now, that being said, we can go back and forth. Sommer was able to figure out what's his name? Jorginho. Because Jorginho was one of those.
He got cheeky with it. He missed one.
He did. He missed it. He got it blocked. There was a streak where everyone was like, we know what he does. We know his timing. And Tim Krul, I think he also, you can see him. Somebody analyzed his footwork right as a PK was taken. He intentionally put weight on one foot so that the guy shooting it,
thinks
we
he's
knew would
planning.
adjust it. Yeah, would plant one way. And you make him look foolish when you have that. I'm going to read the goalkeeper because then the goalkeeper is now in control. So I'm with that. That's more of an argument to J-Bro, where it's like if I just run up and smash it, then you can't read me as a goalkeeper. So then it's just this is where I feel like goalkeeping nowadays they study and study and study everybody's PK to where they know this guy's going to run up and smash it. This guy's going to try and read me. So now I'm in control. It's a totally different world. I absolutely love this PK shootout because this is where goalkeepers now have more control than is before, where it's just like, take a guess, bro. Hope you're lucky.
Yep.
And we saw that. And props to Emiliano, right? He proved that having a good goalkeeper is actually worth it to the very end.
Yes, indeed.
Goalkeepers. Thank you for bringing up the goalkeepers here. Anything else? I wanted to kind of bring up a heat map for a second. I love doing heat map stuff just to see who's been running the most. So here I've got Mbappe. You can see where he was primarily spending a lot of his time. I just want to quickly bring up Messi for a second, see where he was spending most of his time, which is exactly where that formation said, more off to the right, but somewhere in the center. This is excellent. You can also see, I don't know how he got out here and out here, but primarily most of his attention was spent here. Just quickly, I'm curious now. We're just going to be clicking around. Look at that. All right, so right here we've got the 3 midfielders for Argentina, which is McAllister, Enzo, and DePaul. You can kind of see the 3 of them. And then we've got Griezmann and Giroud together. And you can see that they really were not able to get much going in this attacking half here. 58 touches to 286. That just shows you what was really going down.
I mean, Argentina had complete domination for like 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Look at that. These are the 2 midfields.
Yeah. Not surprised.
You can see here they almost allowed the space right beyond the halfway point for France to just hold the ball. They're like, we're fine with you there. And then it looks like the spot almost kind of behind Messi, which is weird. You'd think that there'd be more protection there. That's where they spent a large part of their... But anyway. One more thing. I love to look at this. We haven't done this one in a long time. The average position of the players for Argentina versus France. And, again, you can see that they weren't able to really capitalize in this space going forward. Giroud's dropping deep. Griezmann's dropping deep. And it looks like... is this Tchouaméni next to him?
Yeah.
All 3 of them have an average position in the same position. What was going on here, I'm not entirely sure. But look at Argentina. Very well balanced. Very well balanced. Lots of protection behind Alvarez and Messi. 1, 2, 3. And then you can see Di Maria off in the side kind of floating. Was Molina, is he on the left or the right?
I think the right.
He's on the right. So he and DePaul look to have a lot of the same average position here.
DePaul's such a workhorse. He's like Messi's security guard. Jordan and I were always talking about that.
Yeah, man, for sure. For sure. He's number 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is Enzo and McAllister. Look at that, man. Look at this back line. Ugh. It's so well balanced. This is what you want. You want your 2 center backs somewhat centrally, but with enough space in between. France had a pretty solid back line here. Got to give them the credit.
I had just texted Jordan like towards the end of the game. I was like, you know what? I don't like Nicolas Otamendi. I thought he was too old, and I thought he was terrible in previous tournaments for Argentina. And he was playing so well this World Cup, and then he almost gave up that goal at the end.
Yep.
I was like, that was a freezing cold take by Kojo.
All right. Booty.
It's time to open the prayer books.
I think it's time to open the prayer books. Let's say some prayers.
Hit the Bibles.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we
You
go.
all know.
Oh, we turned to Italy. Oh. Or should we just do Argentina?
Yeah, flip to Argentina. Let's
do
get
that.
some Argentina prayers.
Sorry, Dagos. Let's see. It's okay, guys. I'm Italian, so I could say it. It's like, another word. Anyway, let's see. Let's find a good one. Oh, did you know Cinco is 5 in Argentina?
No, I didn't. That's really wild, man.
Let's see. How about this one? I just like this one. Let's see. Banderazo. It means big flag. Ooh, show my big flag. A huge pre-planned show of support for a player or team during which giant flags are waved and colored flares are set off.
Right.
It's a lot of that shit you see on TV. You're like, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. Oh my gosh, somebody's getting killed over there. No, they're just being happy.
Speaking of that, you had shared a clip of who was it on Hot Wings or the it's one of those actors who's talking about how his wife is Argentinian.
Oh, Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
He went to the Boca Juniors game in Buenos Aires. Jordan, I sent it to you on Instagram, and he told his wife's Argentinian, and he asked his father-in-law, like, can we go to the Boca Juniors game? And the older father-in-law's like, we can go,
but
no kids, no wife, no women, no children.
No women, no children. And he's like, what's wrong? Let's just go watch the game. And he's like, no.
Yeah, didn't he say, like, when he got there, too, he was like, I got there, and then I understood. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, they had to go, like, 3 security details to get to their seats, and then once the game was over, they couldn't leave because they had to wait for the opposing crowd to leave the stadium so that there wasn't like a mingling of crowd outside the stadium.
It's nuts.
I mean, it's just
It's for a game.
Shout out to Argentina.
Crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't appreciate the demeanor of the Argentinian fans when they celebrated.
Yeah.
Granted, like I said, I love shit talking. I love banter, but I felt like their fans were kind of misrepresented. Like Emiliano, right? Putting Mbappe's face on the baby
Oh yeah.
during the celebrations. Like some of the stuff that they did as fans, I was like, man, act like you've been there before, you know? Like it just felt like they knew they're not going to win a World Cup for a long time. Or maybe, like it just felt like they hadn't been there and like, I don't know. It just didn't feel like a very classy. Granted, they're South American, totally different culture, but
I don't know how you put Mbappe's face after what he did. Should have been Giroud's face on the baby if you're gonna do anything.
Right.
like dude had 4 goals technically, right?
How you gonna hate on him?
Mbappe was almost about to raise his second World Cup. He's not even 24, 25 years old. Like
yeah,
that's
Nuts.
insane.
Nuts.
already got crazy stats. Yeah, shout out to Mbappe, man.
And only the second player ever to hat trick a final.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And he's 23.
He's 23. I got one to close out Argentina.
All right.
Mano de Dios. Hand of God.
We all know that
We
one.
all know that one.
We all know that one. All right. You ready to do some shout-outs?
Yeah, let's do it. Anybody want to go first?
I said I've been waiting to the end of this episode to shout this guy out, and he's actually in critical care right now. So I'm going to shout out Pele, the greatest player of all time. 3 World Cups, 1,000 goals, 140-something goals in a calendar year. He does not appear to be in good health right now. Santos has already started to prepare a ceremony for his passing. He's already reported to have told his family and friends goodbye. It does not look good. I don't know if he planned to take the stage for Messi, if that's what he's trying to do, but hope that he heals so that he can see Brazil. He wanted to see Brazil win that World Cup one more time before he passed, so hopefully he can recover, but it does not look like he will be. So shout out to Pele the GOAT. That's my shout out.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Anybody want to go next?
Jordan, who you got? Putting you on the spot.
Oh man, well I hate to back that up, but I will give my shout out where I see fit.
There you go.
Is Lionel Messi. He's gotten his World Cup. He is the greatest of all time. To me, wasn't a question before, but now that he has this, it might not be a question. So I will give my shout out to him. And to be honest, obviously there's so many examples, but his story is unlike anything I think we've ever seen.
Right.
And he makes what every kid dreams to do in football. And I think that's what makes it such an amazing story. So that is where I will go with mine.
Love that.
Beautiful.
Shout out to the World Cup winning Lionel Messi. Love that. Kojo, what you got?
I'll give a shout out to Lakeview Legends. That is Dominic Selfo and Garrett LaRue, 2 American football fans who I've shared my passion for footy with, and they were in love with this World Cup. They were all about it. Texting me at like 6 a.m. during the group stage. I was loving it.
I know Dominic Selfo. He used to play basketball. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, we shared some moments. You should know
Yeah,
Dominic Selfo too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The pride of Ithaca, New York. He played basketball at Cornell.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Nice. Good for him.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Mike Daddy.
Shout out to your boy, dude. I'm bringing back to Brazil really quick. This is my goal of the tournament right here.
Oh.
Let me see. Make sure I say it right.
Do that.
Make sure I say it right. Hitcharlison.
Hitcharlison. Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful bicycle. I think that one I'm going to remember for a while. Shout out to this World Cup. Fuck you, Qatar, but it's been fun. And I thought they did a pretty fantastic job other than, some things. Some things with people being people and stuff. But, I thought it was overall probably the best final that's ever been. Maybe that Italy-France was
Epic.
It was close.
2006.
Right? I think that was probably Probably my other favorite one.
But for the Zidane headbutt, I think.
Yeah,
Without
of
that,
course.
It's probably not even.
He's still on a red card.
He's still on the red.
If he takes the France job we talked about, he won't be able to coach the first game.
Are
Think
you
about it.
fucking serious?
Think about it.
Of course.
Yeah, he'd have to be suspended.
Wow.
Actually, you
There's
know the
something to think
rumors
about there.
are that Brazil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, he's gonna ruin my lunch. Don't fucking do that.
The rumors are Brazil. I thought I said PSG, right?
Yeah, but then if he doesn't go to France, I won't give him a free lunch.
Okay, that's
we
right.
got a bet going
We
on.
have
it.
a lunch bet going that Zidane will coach the French team before he coaches at PSG.
Yes.
I think he'll coach at PSG. But that's
Who
just-
takes the U.S. job for 2026?
Ooh, that's a great. I think you have to give it to Jesse Marsh. I think you hope that he fails at Leeds. I hate to say that. I'm sorry, Jesse, but we need you. Looking forward to the future. And I think you give it to him. I don't know. What do you think, Kojo?
I know no country has won the World Cup with a foreign coach before. It's a pretty interesting stat. But I think U.S. needs a foreign coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or at least one that's got foreign experience.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We can't do another MLS coach. We just can't.
Jose.
Mourinho.
How crazy would that be,
The
right?
chosen one.
I think they're talking. Portugal's talking to him though, and he's actually trying to get
He's Portuguese.
Roma to allow him to coach both.
No fucking way.
Yeah, so
Could he do that?
they would have to whatever is it. I was reading whatever's in his contract. They'd have to work some things out. So we'll see. That'd be fucking awesome.
All right, Jordan, who you think coaches USA?
Oh, no clue. But I will say, and this is going to sound crazy because I'm actually not a huge fan of him, but you just got to win games on the international level. I will say Thomas Tuchel. That would be my
Oh, nice.
pick. I mean, he got things done at Chelsea. They won the Champions League. I love a coach like that. I
Okay.
think they need somebody. The U.S. has some good players. They really do. They got talent now, and I think they need somebody who already knows what winning feels like.
Do you think it would be an issue to have Tuchel and Pulisic on the same team? No.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. Sure it would be a thought, but I mean, I guess we'll see what they do now. They had the whole Bearhalter stuff with Gio Reyna.
Awful.
And, Gio Reyna is gonna better last longer than Bearhalter, which I thought was a load of BS for him to come out in the media and say that type of stuff in public when that's behind closed doors things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the funny thing is Greg thought he was being discreet when he didn't say Gio's name. He would say that player, right? He wouldn't say Gio's name, and someone came out and was like, "No, he's talking about Gio. That's 100% Gio."
Yeah.
It's like, all right, Greg, thanks, man. Appreciate you doing that for our team. Because you know that was going on all throughout Qatar. That was all going on behind closed doors. And you know that the team is being exposed to this, which is creating some tension in the locker room. And, oh, man, I couldn't agree more.
That podcast host of mine. That
Yeah,
podcast host.
right.
I wonder who it is. Like, there's only one player the whole fucking time everyone was talking about wouldn't get enough minutes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, right after game number 1, there was already controversy between Greg and Gio, right? Greg saying that he wasn't fit, and Gio saying, no, I was fit, and everyone's going, what?
Right.
This doesn't make sense. Something's going on that we can't see, and then it coming to light. I think you need a player's player. You need a player's coach, someone who can let the players do their thing, and he just sits there and puts them in a formation that allows them to play their best, but manages people. I don't think Greg was a good manager of people. He was getting petty with a 19-year-old. How do you let a 19-year-old get under your skin? You're an adult. You're a fucking adult, man.
Is he? I mean, with all those, his shoe style. I mean,
Jesus.
Right.
all those shoes
He
he's
always
got.
wears some nice
I
kicks.
thought he's acting like he's 12.
We could do an entire episode on that whole
Oh yeah.
drama, all the drama with the USA team. I just
Right.
hope that we finally pick somebody who is competent. But we got 4 years to do that, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
We shall see.
I think that's all we got. I
that's all
want
we
to thank you guys for sure. I know y'all been waiting. I apologize I made y'all wait so long. That's partially on me and COVID and stuff. So I appreciate you guys being flexible with us.
Mm-hmm.
Really awesome to have you guys on. Definitely come back and see us again.
Mm-hmm.
You got any love for these guys?
No, just exactly what you said. Just to piggyback, appreciate you taking time out your day. Boxing Day, we still got Arsenal versus West Ham
Oh yeah.
in 30 minutes. I tried to get the Liverpool game to stream, but my laptop was not cooperating.
It's okay.
So I'm
So
not
Salah
sure.
scored, though.
Do you know who won?
I don't know who won.
Looks like it's
I'll tell you.
2-1 right now with like 15 to go.
2-1, the good guys?
Yeah.
The good guys.
Who scored the second for Liverpool?
Let's see. I can tell you. Van Dijk.
Whoa.
Virgil.
BVD, baby.
That's right.
All right, real quick. Well, I just while we got y'all,
Yeah.
who do you think underperformed as a country, and who do you think overperformed? Bodie, give me who do you think did not perform to their expectations?
I'll stick in the same group. Overperformed, Spain. Underperformed,
You think Spain
Germany.
overperformed?
I didn't think they were going to even get out of that group, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Kojo.
Underperform Uruguay. That was my.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I had them going at least to the round of 16, if not the quarters, and that was another freezing cold Kojo take.
Yeah.
Overperform. Give me Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one. That's a good
all
one.
right. Jordan, real quick, overperform, underperformed.
Yeah, overperform. I'll go Australia because we even win in the game or so for them. So
Right.
but good for them.
Yeah.
Underperformed. I'm taking Brazil. I think I wasn't really like too enamored even how they won their games and getting out of group. To be honest, I didn't think it wasn't as good as what they were talked up to be. And then obviously getting bounced by Croatia was a massive disappointment.
I mean,
Yeah.
PK shootout, but I hear you. I would say overperformed. I'm going to go with Morocco.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That was fucking amazing. Best African team in the World Cup history. Underperformed. Man, y'all got some good ones. I would say Germany. I was really, from the beginning, I didn't think Germany had a chance, but Parker really drove it home. And then seeing the way that they just crumbled
Yeah.
under pressure was just like, and I had so much hope for Hansi Flick taking this team and doing something with them, but wow, what a disaster. So
On those lines about Germany getting crushed, the Japan victory over Germany, those 2 goals by Japan were awesome. I think Japan also overperformed in this
absolutely.
World Cup.
I didn't think
Credit
they would,
to them.
Yeah, for sure. I love the memes of that the goal with their flag,
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing. All right, Booty. I think that we can close it out.
Well, I hope everyone's had a great time, great Christmas. All I got for Christmas was a sticky deck of cards, and I'm still trying to deal with it.
Well,
This has been the Footy Fetish Show. Where the fetish is real, the footy is soccer, and kids, don't ever forget, the only things guaranteed in life are your first 3 PK shots, death, and taxes. Put your best players first.
oh,
Peace out, Boy Scouts.
Peace out. All right. And okay. All right, so we're no longer live, but you're still in the chat. I'm going to